Hey everyone, welcome. Today I have my December 2023 or end of year manicures to share with you. I did get 20 manis in for December and I got to use a bunch of my fun holiday inspired picks. This video will be much later than usual because I have been having quite a bit of technical difficulty. I ran out of space on my phone, had to get a SIM card, transferred a bunch of stuff, and then everything is now out of order. So I'm having to search through 10,000 photos to find images for some of my videos right now. So that's why I've got a little bit of mixed content. So thanks for bearing with me. I have a lot of fun new stuff for the new year, and I'm super excited for 2024. But without further ado, here are all the manis that bridged me into the new year. First up is one of my super heavy hitters for the month. This one actually made it to my favorite polishes of 2023. This was a late entry, but boy, it knocked my socks off. The shift on this is absolutely gorgeous. I loved the metallic-y look that the shimmer gave on this one. And this was actually my first ever Divine lacquer. This one was Cinderelli, and this was from November's polish pickup. This next one is one that I was super excited to wear. I absolutely loved this one. This is a 1422 Designs. This one was from Smidgen of Us box, and this one is called Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, and this was from the Winter Holidays theme back in October. I absolutely love the little flakies in this one. There are silver, gold, and red, like micro metallic shards. They're just so cute, and it's in a slightly pinked off base. Lovely little Crelly polish. This next mani was kind of a funky combo. I used two different polishes that I really love on their own, but together, I don't know that I loved them so much. These are both by Linby Designs. I started with SLE All Day, which was a Polish Nook holiday exclusive. I'm like a little over a third through this bottle, and I absolutely love this polish. It is a thermal, and that pigment is kind of going inactive, so I'm trying to rush to use this up. Now, I've worn it a lot and I wanted to kind of mix things up, right? So I used another Linby Designs polish. I used Assembly Challenged, which is a really sheer, beautiful pink shifty polish. It has all kinds of hollow elements in there and flakies. It's just so pretty. But I gotta say, I did not love these paired together, so I'll be sticking to wearing those two on their own from now on. This next one I've been waiting to wear for quite some time. I don't know why I feel the need to hold off on polishes that have really holiday themed names when the polishes could be worn any time of year. This is one of those. This one is called Deck the Halls, and this is from the Once Upon a Christmas collection from 2022. I had to look really hard because it's on the tiny top of the cap here, but this is a Vanessa Molina polish, and this is a really pretty one. It is one of those really shift saturated type of bases, so it's mostly shift, and then it's like some flakies in there that match the shift, and then there's a shimmer that also complements that shift. So it's a really, really pretty glowy one, and I definitely loved this one. It is more in that red category, but it's one that I really enjoyed. This next polish also falls into the category of very holiday themed, yet I could totally wear this anytime. I feel like this would actually make a beautiful background for some cartoon nail art or something like that, you know? So I definitely feel like polishes can be worn anytime, but it just so happens I pulled out all my holiday themed polishes for this holiday season. So this one is Holiday Calories Don't Count. This was from Polish Pickup back in November 2022, and this is a Rogue Lacquer. I also have to make serious note here, okay? This polish is a one-coat Crelly. I've never heard of a one-coat Crelly. It wasn't ever advertised that way, but on me, I only needed one coat for this manicure, and I was stunned by that. It was from last year, so it may have thickened. I didn't thin it. It didn't feel like it needed to be. The formula is really smooth, and it applied really great, so I don't know. I just had a really great experience with this, so I'm really excited about that, and it makes me want to wear it again. This next polish is such a pretty one. The sparkles are harder to capture on camera than they shine in real life. They are definitely more glitzy, but this one is Red Carpet by Sally Hansen, and this is the Extreme Wear polish line. I don't have the polish here to reference. Grandma and I actually went to a friend's home to give a mani-pedi for the holidays, and I ended up gifting that polish to her because she really enjoyed it, and I have a plenty of polishes, so it made me happy to see somebody else's joy for polish. And of course, I don't lose anything by gifting a polish. I have upwards of 700 at this point, and this isn't necessarily one of my favorites. It definitely was one that was pretty for the holidays, and I got a mani-pedi out of this as well. It is definitely a really pretty one, and it made me feel like ruby red slipper vibes, a little bit of that Dorothy look. And the next one played up to be the perfect counterpart, a green holiday mani. This one is an unnamed polish. This one is Pretty Woman. This one is actually a blue jelly base with gold glitter, but it does look green, both in the bottle and on the nail. And I really love that. It gives a different finish and look from anything else in my collection. This was a Five Below find. Usually when they have these special tops, it is because they are a store exclusive and you usually cannot find them online. Sometimes you can through their product number. This one is item number PW3493, so you may be able to find it, but they sometimes can be tricky. But that is the only identifier for this polish. Otherwise, there's no name on here. I do really enjoy this one. It's a lovely finish. Absolutely love everything about it. I wish they would give them names, even if it's just a simple number, so that us nail polish lovers could find the polishes. I really do love these polishes, even though they can be hard to find sometimes. This next one was a really nice combo. I really liked this. I used a Olive and June polish. It is no longer in the Olive and June bottle. I had to put this in one of my Pretty Woman empties because the cap got old, brittle, and exploded all over my floor while I was shaking it to mix it up. So that was a little bit of an experience. I'm really coming into the new year with a bang, you guys. I'm just having a blast here. But yeah, I just transferred it to another polish. I will have to post up pics here so you can see the bottle totally just came apart. Like the inside of the cap came apart from the outside of the cap, and it was just really something to behold. I'd never seen anything like it happen, and I'm still kind of in shock that that ever was a thing. But I really did love this manicure. I love this polish so much too. This is CNH by Olive and June. And then I used the Big Glitter Top Coat by Sally Hansen. And this one is Goldie Flex. I do love Olive and June polishes very much, but now I have this weird experience with their packaging. So now I don't know what to think about that. That may just be my storage or something. I don't know. I did have my polishes stored in the sun for a couple months, you guys. So there was a part of my polish journey that was uneducated, and my polishes probably suffered. So if I find some weird dried up polishes or some brittle caps in this case, I should just blame myself, right? I mean, anyways, I loved this manicure so much. I loved the combo. I think the color combo of the gold with this kind of blue is really pretty. Any type of gold, whether you put a flake on or a glitter, I just really feel like those two colors complement each other so well. Next up, we have another one of my favorites from 2023. If you haven't checked out that video yet, I will definitely leave that down in the description for you to check it out. This was one of those glorious polishes that made it to the top 25 or top 30, depending on how you look at it. But this is All Is Bright by Coloris de Carol. This one was a polish pickup from November 2022, and this one was a pure reflective balm. This one does also have some really pretty multicolor holo, but it's mostly got that really gorgeous gold reflective, so I definitely really enjoy this one. I can't wait to wear it again, and it's one that, again, it might be more holiday themed, but I feel like this is such a party polish. Like, you could wear this to any event. It's just so fancy and glitzy. It's just so fun. This next one is another one that I feel like I could totally pull anytime I wanted like a piney forest green. but I never do. I just have so many polishes that this one just ends up coming out at the holidays. But this one is Pine Needle by Phoenix. It's actually really shifty. In its main form, it is like a golden and green, but there is some hollow in here, and the shift is actually really intense on extreme angles. So it's a really fun one, and I really enjoy it. I've only worn this polish a couple times, but it's definitely one of my favorite in my like glorious green category. I haven't done a pretty greens polish segment on my channel. I did do a grungy greens small mini series, but content, gorgeous greens, that might be a good video that I could put out. All of my other greens that are more gemmy and have something else going on to them that maybe aren't as swampy. This next one is one of my newer Pretty Women polishes. This one is one of those deep, vampy, lovely polishes. I loved this polish, and I would be really excited to see this with a matte top coat. I wore this for our Arizona travel, so I have a lot of pictures that are like airport lighting, and I don't know, I just really loved this polish. This is another one with no name, but this is from one of their most recent collections, so it may still be in your nearest Five Below, and this one's product number is PW4952, so you might be able to look it up online or keep that in mind when you pop into Five Below next. This next one I really love during the holidays. It's just such a fun winter polish. It screams candy cane, and this one is called Peppermint Crush, rightfully so. This one is by NCLA, and it is a Crelly formula. It is a white Crelly with metallic red hex of varying sizes. It is simple, but it's lovely, and it definitely gives me indie vibes from a more boutique brand, I think. Let me know down in the comments. I don't know for sure. NCLA is not a brand I'm super familiar with, but their website definitely feels more corporate than, say, an indie brand. So I don't know. I would call this a boutique brand, but I really love this polish, and I feel like I could totally get away with wearing this for Valentine's Day, but I usually do end up wearing this around the holidays. Okay, this next manicure was a little more involved. I used 3 different polishes for this one. I used a dark green Dermalect. I really loved the tone on this. This is Verdure, and I am probably slaughtering that, but that is Verdure. So that is that polish, and I absolutely loved the tone on that. I topped that with Very Rich by Pretty Woman. Hey, we actually have a polish that has a name by them. It's not on this polish, except for where I wrote it on this polish, but this one is actually Think Rich. Sorry about that. And the product number on this one is PW1329 if you're looking for it otherwise. But this one's a really pretty shred. It's got that golden shred, and it also has some smaller rose gold hex. So I put that on top of the green one, and then I paired it next to Holiday Home by Stella Chroma. I don't know why, but this is my only Stella Chroma polish, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It kind of gives me camo vibes. This one is from Polish Pickup back in November from 2022. And on the extreme angles, the green flakies do shift into blue and purple. So it's kind of a fun, different kind of Crelly. It's like a tan Crelly, so it's a little bit different than your norm. Definitely loved the way these paired together, and these two I would definitely wear as a manicure on their own again. Next up, this is like a Champagne Fizz inspired manicure. This was starting to get into those New Year's feels, but this one has that gold glitter Oscar by Julep that I've been working on, and I'm probably like 1/3 left in this bottle. I don't know, I'm like really close. But this one is being retired now that my 2023 project is over. But honestly, I'm glad there's a little left of this one because I'll be able to use it in the future. It is one of my favorite glittery polishes. And I paired this with another no name. Oh my goodness. This one was from the Dollar Tree. I found a bunch of OBI minis and they don't have names on them. But not only that, OPI minis are supposed to have a number down on the bottom for identification purposes. I mean, this is what it's for, but These ones all have really weird numbers, and they'll be like 5 different colors with the same numbers. So like this one doesn't have any numbers at all. This one has the word go-go on it. Yet I have 5 other OPI minis that I got at the same Dollar Tree that also have go-go on the bottom. Another one is Lala. A lot of them say Lala on the bottom. There's no polishes like that, so I don't know. Very weird. This is just a beige nude, and I think it paired really well with the gold. This next mani I loved. Oh my goodness. This one was one of my Christmas manicures, and this one is one Matt called Cosmic Christmas. And then, of course, I had to give that a little respin and call it Cosmic Christmas, spelled with a K, because the green is a Chrysables Designs. So this one was a really fun one, and we had a really fun play on words with that, but I loved the color combination on this. These are both slightly shifty polishes too, so that was fun, and they both have a little element to them. This one has those really small, like, micro flaky hollow flakes, and then this one has those snowy looking white hacks. That's what they look like within this polish. They just look like snow falling. I don't know. I loved these two together though. This is Bee's Knees Lacquer Darth Small, and this one was actually a prototype by Chrysables Designs, and this one was prototype 551. Okay, now we got something a little cray-cray here. I decided to do a July and Christmas mani. What? I thought everybody's heard of that. Christmas in July, July and Christmas. Oh, come on. I decided to try to do something real silly and did a July and Christmas mani. So it wasn't really intentional. It wasn't planned. I started by really wanting to pair these two polishes together to do some stars over a blue and to do a cute little New Year's mani. But I still was really attached to my candy wrapper manicure that I did, and I wanted to do another one. So I used those stripes and I decided, stars, stripes, I'll do a star-spangled candy cane mani. So I don't know, I was just being silly, but I actually liked the way this one turned out. It was just so magical, and I would love, love, love to have this as a manicure again. Next up, I have a gemmed pastel type of manicure. I used a couple of my prototypes from Jen and Berries that I got back from the Polish and Beauty Expo, and then I topped it with a Revlon polish. This one is called Heavenly, and this one gives like an opalescent, iridescent type of a look. They're all uniform hex, and I just love the way this dresses up any polish. So that is another 3 polish manicure. A cute little blue and pink skittle. I love pink and blue together. Next up is probably my favorite mani of the month. This one was my disco ball mani, or my big intro into New Year's manis. This one was my NYE inspo that I posted on Instagram, and this one took quite some time. This was a glitter placement mani. Just on the thumbnail alone, there were over 100 square glitters. I underestimated this. First of all, I thought that the squares in this polish were a little bit bigger than they were. This one is Open Mica Night by Sally Hansen. This one is the Complete Salon Manicure brand. And then I also paired it with Joe from Julep, which was like a matte metallic, so I did end up going in with a glossy top coat, but I did a mismatch mani. I did one hand with the topper just over the polish, and then I did one hand with 2 accent nails of the square glitters out of this topper that were hand placed and turned to perfectly line up in a disco ball like fashion. I really, really loved this manicure, but the thing is, for those nails, it took a couple hours, and for me, my manicures only last a couple days, so of course I saved the peelies, but that was a really long manicure. So gorgeous and so worth it. I absolutely adored the little disco ball nails and would totally do it again. Next time, I might do it on a pair of press-ons or something that I could reuse though. And then this next one is one of my very favorite sparkly polishes. I finally found a base coat that allows me to wear this without it completely just popping off right away. This one is Exclamation Point by Olive and June. I love the glow factor on the glitters in this one. It's just so shiny and sparkly and twinkly. It looks like crushed diamonds on your nails. In love. I am halfway through this bottle, so you know how much I love it. You can wear this anytime and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love to wear it around New Year's. And this last one gave me my New Year's Eve Manny. This one was my NYE with a little rocker twist type of polish from my New Year's Eve polish picks. This one is Juleps Tish. This is a nearly 10-year-old polish, so it is time that I get use on all of these great polishes. Not that they've personally been in my collection for that long, but I definitely like the older vintage polishes is kind of what I'm getting at. Just some interesting finishes that we don't necessarily see anymore. So this one was kind of a fun foiled metallic. It kind of had a textured look, and then it has like a black irregular microflake scattered throughout there, so it gives it a little something extra. This is what I would call like a gravel or concrete polish. I don't know, it just looks so weird. I love it. It does not feel super textured either. I always go in with a glossy top coat anyway, but yeah, it's worth mentioning, and I just really loved this one. So yeah, that was all of my end of year or December 2023 manicures. I'm always really happy when I can use a large amount of polishes each month, and I just really love trying all the polishes in my collection. I mean, I've got them. I accumulated them so fast. I just really want to deep dive into them. I'm really loving trying things together, testing combos and things like that. Oddly enough, some of my favorite manis from this month were polish combos. So yeah, definitely wanting to do a little bit more of that. If you've had any favorites here today, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. That about wraps it up for this one. I hope to see you in the next one, and until next time, friends, thanks so much for hanging with me.